Hey everyone, my name is Carlo and welcome back to another K-Tech video. Again, we are doing a code.org app lab tutorial. And on the last video, I showed how to design the app and what kind of functions you can do. So today we'll be actually coding now. So, let's go ahead and create like a new screen. So right now I want to do login, and on the other one, I want to do register, since I want people to log in and register an account, so when people are talking to each other, they have a unique username. So let's go ahead and start. Actually, let's add register, and we'll put it the same color. Okay, so we have all of that, all of those commands, right? So, or sorry, not commands, functions. So let's go ahead and design the login screen and the register. So it's just just a simple login register text. If you haven't seen my other video on do designing, I really would recommend that, because you probably don't know what commands, or not commands, I keep saying commands, elements, functions that I'm probably doing right now. So I highly recommend that you check that video. Alright, so now we have the regular menu screen and such. So, um, we'll go ahead and do the login button first. So, of course, when you click run and you wanted to go login, it doesn't do anything. You'll obviously need to add a command to it. So, let's go ahead and click get on event. What this does is, what it says, executes the callback code when a specific event happens. If you see on all the others, if you just put your mouse and go to it, you'll see like what the description is. Like this one creates a drop down, assigns it and stuff. But here in this tutorial, I'm not going to be talking about what exactly it does. I'm going to be talking about how it's going to work on the app. So right here on the login button, like you can see right here when I hover to it, it says start button. So I'll go ahead and try to find it. So start button. And then now I will get set screen. Now, I'm not sure if this is only on Chrome. This may help for other users, even using a Chromebook, which is what I'm using right now. When you go here, you sometimes can't get like this drag bar thing. So I think it's only Windows and Mac. I'm not sure, or Linux. I don't know that you can see the just dragging thing. Uh, for Chromebooks, you just have two fingers, and then when you're on your touchpad, you will just either, it's hard to describe, but have two fingers onto the touchpad and then just go down, or yeah, just like drag those two fingers down or up. It's a little helpful. Last time on the Chromebooks, they had the feature where you will see this physically, and it's very simple now. I think they updated it just to help you out, so you can now drag it, but last time they didn't. So just a little tip for any Chromebook users. So now we are on the I have now just told it, like, when start button were to activate, now we're going to be telling it what it's going to do. So right now I have the set screen, and what this does is it changes the screen to like a different screen. So I can change it to login or register. So I'll go ahead and click login, and then it will go to login. So if we click run and try it, it works. So now when I go to login, I should be able to go ahead back to on event, and then this one says button 2. So I'll go to button 2. I'll set the screen, and then I'll tell it to go back to the menu screen as its its button says go back. So now when I were to click login, I can simply just go back if I really want to, and I can keep doing that. So it should be straightforward now on the register. It's just simply doing on event, and then button 1, and then setting the screen to register, and so you do the same exact thing. And then menu screen. There you go. So here's a tip for coders that are going to be having a bit of a hard time. Go to functions on here, and you'll see a comments button. This will not affect your code in any way. I will tell you guys that right now. So right now, it's like to help you name stuff. So right now, I'm gonna say these are called buttons because it's just mainly focusing on the buttons right now. But as we go forward, you're gonna be probably using this comment button and saying like data tab or auto commands, or we will be doing the sending soon, so send commands. uh, as you may know in the last video, you guys already know what these two buttons would really do. Manage assets, enable maker toolkit. You guys are probably not going to be messing around with this. You'll see this arrow, of course, just to hide it and unhide it. You guys already know the version history. It restores the version onto a certain day. And you guys see the show text. The show text is just translating your block commands into text. Now, I don't want you guys to stop using this feature because as we go forward, we will be using this show blocks and show text. So don't forget about it, and go ahead and mess around with the code if you wish, because you can really mess around with what you can do. Because sometimes the buttons, they just will give you a hard time. Because let's say I were to do on event, and then I don't know, I want to do something that's like a really complex. I would do plus, so forth, and we will be messing around with these plus buttons probably. It's just going to be a pain just trying to drag it all the time. That's why using the show text, you can just do plus on your keyboard and space, and there we go. So don't forget about the show text. Here we have the show debug commands. Now, I don't really mess around with this all the time. What's nice is that it will at least tell me like what's the error that's happening. So on the debug commands, I would say these do nothing, but who knows, maybe you might find it helpful. So I don't really use this, so we're probably not going to be using this. The watch, we're probably not going to be using it, but you can always mess around with it. The watch and the debug commands, I don't really exactly know how to use, but you might find it helpful to use. We have the debug console, and what's nice about the debug console is that it helps you with say any errors. Now you may notice that you can type stuff like that. I'm not really going to be messing around with the typing and stuff, but it actually does help when you're having an error under your code. Like, let's say something's wrong, like when you're sending data to the data server, then it at least tells you like, oh, this so and so line is not working because it doesn't know the fundamental on this or that. So for example, let's say I were to click this. Now this will only work sometimes. I should say that right now. This will only work sometimes. So not create record, but like, don't worry, we'll be messing around with this sooner or later. But if we're to do that and click register, oh whoops, I should actually take out the set screen. Now, tip: don't do this, please don't. I'm just gonna hide it because whatever is on to your section, it will automatically do it. Okay, right now, look. Warning: line 18. ID parameter refers to an ID which does not exist. So what this is really saying in translation is that it doesn't know where ID is. So that is a nice thing to have. Now, if I were to click register, you see there's no error on the read records. So I'm not sure if this is a glitch or anything, but sometimes the debug console won't say all the errors. But hey, that's the fun of learning. So now we got the basic command set up. So now I will be going ahead and changing its background to like, I don't know, a little light color. I'll go ahead and enter the text input. And there we go. We have the username and we have the password. And right here will just be login. On register, I'll go ahead and enter that. And then you guys can do whatever you would like on these screens. Like you can add text on it. Right now I'm adding like a log username and password system. And we'll do not login, register. Now on here, I should probably just say it. Please register with the required information. Okay, that's not gonna fit. Required info. And then on here, you can notice it's not centered at all. We can enter. Please enter the information required. Okay. A tip for you, people that don't want to do this, but it needs to be somewhere the same screen. Click duplicate, and then therefore change the screen ID to the ID you desire, and then change your code by then, because that does help. So I'm now at the login and username password as the placeholder and register. I'll go ahead and add in new username and new password. Okay. So those are some basic commands that we can go forth. Let's go ahead and also add a little bit more text on here. On the bottom, of course, you don't want people to copy it, so I always add on all my apps. Copyright reserved 2018 KDEC. And since you want some people to know they are not being, or like just that they think your app sucks or anything, just let them know it's the version 1.0 beta. Because you don't want people being mean to you. Hate it when people say that. When random people just say, "Oh, your app sucks because it's not as good as mine." I said, "Okay. Well, mine's on beta, pre-release." And I'll say status equals unstable. You guys don't have to add these. It's just something cool to have. So now let's go ahead and test it. Log in, go back, register, go back, login, and then I can enter the button, register, and I can enter random information. So now we should make it where if they log in and they click go back, and you go back to the menu screen and go back to the login, it won't say their information on here, just to make it a little more secure. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to comments and from functions, and I'm gonna say secure clear. That's really a good name. Now actually, I'm not actually gonna make that. Actually, sorry. When they click button 2, okay, which is right here, you're going to set text on text underscore input 1 to nothing. Make sure you have the parentheses, or not parentheses. Did I just say that? Shoot, I forgot what it's named. Oh wow. Shoot. Okay, I don't know. But make sure you have those how did I forget that? Make sure you have those. It'll come back to me. Okay. Oh wow. Alright, so I go ahead and did text input 1 and text input 2 as those are both named at. And I went ahead and added those two. This means it clears the text. So I really could say hello, but I don't want to do that since I don't want it to say hello and they have to clear it out and enter their text. So I'm actually gonna take that out and make it just a clear text of message. On register, it's the same exact thing, so I can just copy and paste it. So right here, when you click button 3, whoops, it will do the same thing, but see, it says different text inputs. So text input 3 and text input 4. So if you guys are wondering, why can't you have the same text input and just add a login and register? Now, some people may not be thinking that, but you can still do that. You can still have two text inputs and just put login and register. You're just gonna have to make your code a little tiny bit more complex, but it's really a simple way to do that. So now, when I were to click run and click login and then enter random information, whoops. Whoops. But yeah, and I click go back and go back to login and see the username and password is gone now. If I enter these information again and then I click register and click go back, then it's gone. So now I guess that's it. Sorry it's a short video. Right now this video is meant as the basic onto how to do this. Wait, how did I? Yeah, right now this video is just the basics onto starting to code. Right now we're not gonna go over the data tab yet. That's for another video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. On the next video we will be going over the data tab and how to use the data tab. And pretty much that's it. And then we'll go forward onto learning how to code using the code.org app lab. So I actually forgot to say, if you guys have any questions, well, not any questions, but anything related to this, go ahead and put in the comments below. Man, I am forgetting some things today. In the comments below, and I will try to answer it to the best of my ability. But if I can't, I'll probably Google and help you out. But try Googling it first, then try asking in the comments below. But yeah, if you have any questions with anything related to this, or on the last video, go ahead and put it on the comments below, and I'll try to help you out. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.